For more perspective on what's happening with regards to Edo APC crisis in the state, the Director General of Progressive Governors Forum, Mr. Saliu Lukman, retired Colonel David Imose, newly merged Chairman of the APC in Edo State, they both join us from our Abuja studios. We'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Let me start with you, Mr. Lukman. When you said that the National Chairman of the APC, Mr. Oshomole, should urgently convene a National Executive Council meeting of the party or leave office, were you speaking for the Progressive Governors Forum, or it was your personal opinion?
The statement is from me as a Nigerian and as a member of the party and as someone who relates to the leadership of the party and feel the pain of every leader of the party given the way the party is being mismanaged. And it is on that basis, and above all, I have related with Comrade Adams almost all my working life. I think we need to all help him. The reality of it, and I want to quote his declaration speech when he announced his intention to run for the position of the national chairman. On the 10th of May, 2018, paragraph 9 of that declaration read, and I quote, "To promote internal party democracy, we will ensure that all organs of the party regularly meet as stipulated by the party's constitution. For instance, Article 25 of the APC's constitution provides that national convention of the party shall be held once in 2 years, National Executive Council every quarter, and National Working Committee once every month." And this is the crux of the matter. As it is today, we are faced with problem. 2 days ago, there was a court judgment on Bayelsa election, disqualifying our deputy gubernatorial candidate. I was expecting by yesterday, the National Working Committee will take all the appropriate steps to vacate that judgment. Instead, what I have seen today, just this afternoon, there is another judgment by a court declaring that we don't have a candidate in Bayelsa State governorship election. And we are basically replaying what we experienced in Zamfara. And if you redo the whole thing, you find out that even the whole debate about Edo, we are just walking in that direction to mismanage ourselves. The business of our business in this politics is to win election and give Nigerians the desired services they need.
Mr. Lukman, are you saying that you have totally lost faith in the ability of Mr. Oshomole to manage the party?
The point is, we need a meeting of the National Executive Council to be able to address all the mounting challenges that we are facing today.
Okay, let's move over to the retired
National Working Committee.
You're the new chairman of the APC in the state. What's your view of all that's taking place between the governor of Edo State and your party's national chairman, Mr. Oshomole?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. I want to use this opportunity to thank Edo State people, especially the APC family, for having implicit confidence in me and making me the new chairman of All Progressive Congress Edo State. And I want to assure all elected party officials that their positions are never threatened and they will serve out their tenure, that nobody can remove them from their elected position. Well, Edo State, issues of Edo State is very simple and straightforward. It has nothing to do with the national. It is a local problem within Edo State. And I believe I will use the opportunity to give you a preview of the genesis of the problem that is playing out in Edo State. The APC family worked together as one united family to win the 2016 gubernatorial elections. And we're happy that we have produced the government in Edo State. But unfortunately, either due to political naivety or what I would regard as lack of management of intrigues. The governor, on assumption of office, failed to realize that the office of the governor is a political office. He extricated himself from politics and alienated himself from all politicians, especially the leadership of APC. And of course, this thing went on for almost 2 years plus. So ordinarily, you will expect some kind of bunch of anger and complaints from various quarters.
Mr. Mose,
We realize this at the state work.
If you can hold on a moment, you're saying it's a political office. What do you mean when you say that? Are you saying that when it comes to good governance, he isn't doing well, or more or less political in nature? Clarify exactly what you mean when you say it's a political office.
You have to combine politics with administration. It's principally a political office, which you have to combine with administration. So I said he extricated himself from politics and alienated himself from politicians. So this led to a lot of anger. For 2 years plus, no politician could access the government house. And this led to a lot of complaints within the APC family, especially the leadership. We realized this at the level of the State Working Committee, had a meeting around April after the general election this year. We said, look, we are not oblivious of what is going on in the party. As members of the State Working Committee, we should remain neutral so that we can act as credible mediators. But unfortunately, the former party chairman threw caution to the wind, aligned himself, and conducted himself in a manner that further inflated, or what we call, further defiled the already polluted political environment within the APC family in Edo State.
All right,
and this made the situation worse.
We'll come back. Please, we'd like to crave your indulgence. We'll come back. We need to go on a break now. When we return, we'll continue this discussion. Also bring you some of the tension in Bayelsa ahead of the elections on Saturday. Please join us again. Welcome back to the program. We've been dissecting the crisis with the APC in Edo State, and we would like to thank you, Mr. Salihu Lukman, DG Progressive Governors Forum, and retired Colonel David Imose, newly merged chairman of the APC in Edo State, for your patience. And just to briefly get your thoughts as we wrap up this discussion, this is to you, Mr. Lukman. What efforts has the Governors Forum before now made to bring the parties together for peace to reign?
Well, I think you need to be fair to the governors. The reality that they have made every attempt, even with respect to Edo State, it's a matter that they have did everything possible. But I think what is required now moving forward is to convene the right organ that should make pronouncement and which will be binding on everybody. Right now, as it is, we are faced with a challenge whereby the national chairman and some members of the leadership of the party are disputant in the different leadership problems across the country. And you need that organ which should be able to say this is the position and which everybody will be required to respect. Right now, as it is, I think we are compounding the matter. And honestly, knowing Comrade Adam very well, this is below his standard. And I don't think what we should be confronted with respect to even Edo is a case that we are producing a new set of leaders in a manner that will almost be adjudged to be factional. I honestly will appeal to Comrade Adams. Let's have that organ meeting which can dispassionately look at all these issues,
all right, and
make pronouncement on the basis of which every actor in the different crises will be called upon to respect.
Finally, to you, retired Colonel Imose, I must come in at this point. Retired Colonel Imose, if you can just tell us briefly, I mean, the APC, we hear they've sent a high-powered fact-finding committee to also reconcile some of the issues. But people are asking, why would you still suspend during a reconciliatory process? Briefly, as you wrap up, moving forward, solutions to that crisis.
Yes, it's very simple and straightforward. We are waiting for the reconciliation committee But you see, as I explained earlier, the gulf that was created as a result of the alienation of the party leadership from governance and the attempt by the former party chairman, to dance to the gallery, led to all these problems. And that's why we resolved that the only way forward to solve this problem is to remove the former chairman, which we did in line with the party's constitution. Of course, the governor ought to have reached out to the new leadership. Instead, he held tenaciously to a former chairman that has become a liability to the government and even a liability to the party. So now with the new leadership in place, we're expecting that it is very simple to reach out to everybody and work together as one united family. We're interested in building a strong, vibrant, united political family in Edo, and we're already heading towards that.
We appreciate your time on the program.
Director
General, Progressive Governors Forum, Mrs. Salihu Lukman, retired Colonel David Musa, thank you so much for joining us on the program.